Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to a new lesson for our school, Qatar Technical School. And this is an English lesson for grade 10 using the Technical English Book 1. The title of today's lesson is Functions 2. Before we start the lesson, let's have a look at the objectives of today's lesson. The first objective is asking and answering questions about the uses of some tools. The second objective is describing the functions of some tools. And please open the course book page 23 to be able to follow the lesson. Now let's start with looking at exercise 6 on page 23. This was the last exercise we did in unit 3 before the exams. So let's revise it quickly. Here we need to match the parts with their functions. We have 8 parts. They were in the dynamo solar radio. So the parts are thermometer, compass, torch, clock, alarm, solar panel, handle, and antenna. And the functions are on the right. You can pause the video for a while, for like 2 minutes, check the answers, and come back for the check. Okay, welcome back. Now let's see the answers. We have number 1 is done for us. So the thermometer, the function of the thermometer is to measure temperature. The compass, very good, is to find north. Number 3, torch, the function is to shine a light. Number 4, the clock, the function of the clock is to tell the time. Number 5, the function of the alarm is to make a loud noise. And the function of the solar panel is to make electricity. The function of the handle is to turn the dynamo. And finally, the function of the antenna is to receive radio signals. Okay, so exercise 7 asks us to make sentences from the parts and functions in exercise 6. For example, number 1, the thermometer measures temperature. So let's go back to the previous slide and try to make as many sentences as you can. For example, you can say the torch shines a light. You can also say that the compass finds north, and so on. Okay, I will send sentences like these on Teams later. Now let's move to the language box. We studied this before. We studied how to make questions with does. Does when we speak about a singular thing. So does it measure temperature? Does it measure temperature? This is in the middle, but the sentence is it measures temperature. Why do we have to add s here? Because it is a singular word. When we want to make a question, we delete the s and we start the question with does. So it becomes, does it measure temperature? The answer, yes it does, or no it doesn't. So it does not measure speed. It doesn't measure speed. These are the sentences using doesn't or does not. Okay, so in exercise 8, what you need to do is make questions and ask answers using the words from 6. For example, does a thermometer measure time? No, it doesn't. It measures temperature. For example, let's make another sentence. Does a compass tell the time? You say no, it doesn't. It finds north. We also say, we can also say, does the torch make a loud noise? We say no, it doesn't. It shines a light, and so on. Now let's move to exercise 9. What we need to do is match the pictures with the verbs in the box. Here we have 6 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, 5 pictures. And we have 5 words: cut, drive in, grip, loosen, or tighten. Okay, take 1 minute, try to match the pictures on the left and right with the words from the box. Okay, after pausing the video, now let's check the answers together. Number 1, what is number 1? Good, it's tighten. Tighten. Number 2, this is the opposite, which is loosen. Very good. Number 3, grip. Grip means to hold something tightly, strongly. Number 4, cut. And number 5, of course, is drive in. Okay, now after we have recognized the meaning of these words, tighten, loosen, and we know these words before. Grip means to hold something strongly, cut, and drive in. We're going to use these words with the tools here to make sentences. The tools are a spanner, pliers, a screwdriver, a chisel, scissors, a saw, and hammers. Some of the words are in the singular form, like a spanner, a screwdriver, a chisel, and a saw. Others are plural, like pliers, scissors, and hammers. We're going to use the verbs cut, grip, drive, in, tighten, and loosen. If we're going to use a singular word, like a spanner, we say cuts with S, for example, or grips. If we are going to use a plural word like pliers, we don't use the S in the verb. Okay, so for example, we say pliers cut, not pliers cuts. Okay, and the object is nails, bolts and wire, nuts and bolts, paper and string, screws, wood, and metal. Okay, pause the video for 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. Try to make sentences and come back and let's see some examples. Welcome back. I have made some sentences, 5 sentences as examples for you. Let's see the examples. The first one, a spanner tightens and loosens nuts and bolts. Okay, notice that we use tightens and loosens, we added S. The second example is hammers drive in nails. There's no S because hammers is a plural word. Scissors cut paper and string, also cut without an S. Pliers grip bolts and wire, they hold them tightly. And the final example, the last example, is a screwdriver tightens and loosens screws. Okay, so after we have seen how to ask and answer questions about the functions of tools or how to make sentences to describe the functions of these tools, please don't forget to go to Teams in order to do the homework. This time you don't have 24 hours, you have until the end of the exam time, the exam period. Okay. We wish you good luck. Goodbye. See you later.